Be live now. Game audio is a little bit loud. Let's hope this shouldn't be too much of a problem. But I should be live now. But yeah, for anyone in my Discord server, I announced that I'd be playing this. I decided that I'm going to try and stream What Remains of Edith Finch. I'm going to try to go for the platinum. At least that's my plan, at least. We're going to see how we can do. See what little experience have going on here. Hold on, everyone. Gonna get started in just a second here. Oh, looks like we're up to 2 people. Welcome.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
Whew, boy. Let's try to do... Hold on, everyone. I'm so sorry. We'll be up and running. We'll be chugging ahead full blast in just a second here. But welcome everyone that is popping in. It's good having all of you. But gotten ahead of myself. Hello, all my of the internet. My name is Rhythm, and welcome to my stream. If you guys are just now popping in, I decided that I'm going to try to stream my platinum run. Me going for the platinum.
11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Probably a bit of a questionable one for... What do you mean I was cutting a bit? Something going on with my... Oh, my mic was cutting out a bit? Well, let's hope that it doesn't... Let's hope that it doesn't happen too much. Probably a bit of a poor choice to play this game because it's such a story-based game. But... we're gonna try it.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Okay, but yeah. I gotta be.
Since my brother Lewis's funeral.
I gotta be aware of what I'm doing.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Ah, boy. The Finches. Now, I've played through this game once before on a different console, but now I really want to try to get the trophy. This one's gonna be a bit of a doozy.
A long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
I'm gonna see if I can get this trophy now. There's supposed to be one for going both paths to the house. I hope everyone's doing...
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Okay. Oh, the music is just so beautiful. Now we're gonna see if this works. Whoops. That's a no-no. Okay. For anyone that doesn't know, oh, I will say, trigger warnings for anyone. This game does get kind of dark because it does deal with the fact of stories of this whole entire family dying in different ways, and there are pretty harsh and quite good but it is not the greatest. Is my broadcast glitching out? Is that what's going on? I got my broadcast going on the side here. Oh wait, I went too far. Right here. Let's see if this works. If it didn't, then I just wasted some time. Love the details here. It came back? Really? Maybe it's because my stream is going a little bit choppy. Who knows?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent.
Sweet. All roads.
As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Okay, guys. That's one trophy down. Take both paths to the house. That's one trophy down. Now that leaves... should be about 11 more to go. Well... there we go. Yeah. That leaves 11 more. Technically 10, because the platinum counts as one trophy. That's one trophy down. Welcome, third person! Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing lovely. Oh, you know what? I should sorry, everyone. I should open my OBS. Just in case anyone gets auto-modded for any reason. Hold on. Just 1 second, everyone. Okay. But yeah, but again, trigger warnings for anyone that has some issues.
The house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Edith's got a little bit of a tum-tum right there. Oh, we're down to 2. That sucks.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Bro, what? She's pregnant. Ah, boy. I should not say shit. Okay.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Lots of... very big story-based game, that's for sure. I gotta have... you know what? I'm gonna have... We got a little bit before we can finish off any of these some of these other trophies. Music's beautiful though.
For the first time in years,
Welcome, second person.
I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
It's definitely
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
so much lore
Or
and
how after we started
emotion.
working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon, except our cat, Molly.
It's crazy
The
how,
table was still a wreck from the night we left.
you know, I'm not sure how much exactly I'll be able to talk during this because of
It
course,
was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
as I was saying, because there's just commentary everywhere, and a lot of these people that are coming in are probably expecting me to shut the fuck
My
up.
mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
This game is crazy. I gotta admit it. It's like, there's just so much to see and do.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Ah!
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
There's one peephole down. We have so many left to go.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay, now comes for our next trophy.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
All the stories we're about to get into. First, we're gonna check out all these peoples, though.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
That is uncomfortable.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
There's... Sorry, everyone. There's just so much.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
So much story.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I think that's all the peoples we can do right now. You know what? I'm probably missing one. No, I did that one.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
If I look through all the peoples, there's probably more in all honesty, but like I need to find all these peoples if I want the trophy. That, and I also need to find the telescopes.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Honestly,
I had no idea what was behind that door.
honestly, I don't quite have like any commentary to say to all of this, because like it is pretty good.
I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
That's where we are.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Oh boy, this is where one of our trophies is gonna end up. Okay. Here we go, everyone.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Oh boy.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
So much lore.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Well, looks like chat's gone pretty quiet.
I kept eating and eating.
Oy.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
There it is. There it is.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Yeah, there we go.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Come on. Where is it? Oh! I didn't notice that the detail you can... Come on. Oh. Maybe... There we go! There we go. We're fine. We're figured it out now.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up.
There we go.
And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Got it!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing
Hoy.
through my talons.
Kind of
I
uncomfortable.
swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Come on, please. Yes!
She was almost
Great
too
owl
big to eat.
trophy. Whew, I was a bit worried about that one, but we got it.
I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
This is a fever dream, if anything. There we go.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
There we go.
Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
What? There we go. Oh, jeez.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
You know, this is actually kind of uncomfortable. Come on. Come on.
I grabbed on tight. I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
I was big, and I moved real quiet.
So there should be a trophy here for us to get. See the drunken sailor? Yeah, I can see that. You're not the drunken sailor?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
There we go. We're probably gonna be here for a minute. if I'm being honest, we're probably gonna be here for a second. Problem is, I have to wait until he finishes song to. Oh, looks like we're up or down to 2 people now. I actually don't know how long this trophy takes. Oh, there it goes. Let him finish. Which sounds really provocative. There we go. I got the trophy. Sweet.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water and smell
I was a bit worried that
something I had to
I missed out on that trophy, then I was gonna have to do it again. I was gonna have to do the story again. Sweet.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh, the atmosphere. If it would, like, fucking... There we go.
I got
Jeez.
closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
damn, this game has one heck of an atmosphere.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Oh boy.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Okay. It's 3 trophies down. I think it's gonna be a little bit before we can get our next trophy.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My furious before we left, but Edie was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Find Johans. Okay.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong
So
with
much
this family,
story.
it goes back a long ways.
So much story to be told in this game. Such a thematic game this is. Like you got, yeah, like you gotta acknowledge that. Like that, it's
Even
so
in your 90s.
great to me.
Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Oh wait, no, we still got some time.
It was a pretty big trace. it down.
I don't know if I really looked at the house when we were coming up to it, but like this house is like huge. Like everything just looks like it's like tacked on. I'm not sure if my chat will lively up anytime soon, but I can hope at least. I can hope. Yeah, let's keep the exposure down. Think about it. So much.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Okay, I think we got a trophy here. Sorry, everyone. I'm just gonna check real quick. Yes, this is a trophy right here. Okay. Let's do it.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
There we go.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Oh, there it is. Both legs.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Welcome, second viewer.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
That didn't end how I thought it was. That bro went straight into the
The
ground.
story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Huh? Wait. Is it? Guess I can't do it twice in a row? Okay. Because one of the trophies is to play Calvin's story again. But then there's another one to play a story again after beating the game, so
Edith
guess we'll
ripped
just do
Calvin's
Calvin's.
out of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
So many secrets to this house. My God.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Dang. This would be so... Looks like Barbara smoked.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Welcome, second viewer.
She wound the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I'm pretty sure this is gonna get me copyrighted. This is the Halloween theme. What the hell? I wasn't expecting any copyrighted music.
She found
This is the Halloween theme.
and imagined the worst.
Okay. Pretty sure it's here. Get off the table! Stupid pool ball. Oh, there it goes. Clear the table! Clear all the balls off the pool table. Okay, I was right. Just took a second.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Dang. Game used adaptive triggering.
Oh,
I already noticed that, but...
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I don't know how I feel about the Halloween theme playing in these moments.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Oh, right there. Duh.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh boy, this... definitely has me on edge.
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
My God, that story is creepy as hell. I have to admit.
Edie
that.
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So, that was very uncomfortable. In the sense that it just felt
I guess
so...
now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
So eerie. Yeah, I'm 99% sure that I got all the peoples that I could possibly get. Apologies, everyone. I'm just gonna do a quick check around. There's no peephole for that one. It's a peephole for Molly. Yeah. We got Molly's peephole.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
A little bit ahead of yourself, Edith. A little bit ahead of yourself, Edith. A little bit ahead of yourself. So we're going back and checking on everything. Yeah, I'm 99% sure that I got all of the peepholes. At least up here. Now I looked in the library. I don't think there was a peephole.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
So many different tones. Edith. There we go. Got it.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
so much.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive the week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster.
January
on the other side of the door
1976.
starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Man.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh,
Walter
man.
died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
This is insane. Okay. 8 more trophies. Wrong way. Whoopsie daisy.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
There's just... the atmosphere of this game is just so good. There's just so much story here. Just so much to see, and just the take that just like right there.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
I have so much to say about this game, and there's so much that has been said. Good video that I'd recommend watching for anyone out there. That's Joseph Anderson, I believe it is. He made a video about this game.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
So many graves. Molly, Calvin, Sven, Edie, Alter, Barbara. Man, just the level of detail that the creators of this game put in to just really gotta admire it.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Ah!
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
One of the telescopes we need.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Gregory, Sam, Gus.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
There's a dormant right here. We'll understand it later, but once we do, it's just so sick. In not a good way. It's just disturbed why Edie would put it on there.
My mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Oh boy, there's
pretty intense.
So many things.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I didn't miss that peephole, did I? Here's a trophy, though.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything? It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn.
Okay. Apologies, everyone. 'Cause there's a trophy in this story for taking a picture of a rabbit. Hold on, everyone. Okay. So it is in this one. Hold on, I'm sorry, everyone. Making sure that got this right. Oh. There it is.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Wildlife photographer. There we go. That's another trophy down. Sorry that took so long, everyone. Oh. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that took so long. That brings us up to 5.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Yeah, no. Where is it? Continue the story. I have to find the deer.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take...
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Yeah, this is the one where I need to get the deer.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Got it.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
Where are you, Don? Don.
Dad, I...
anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad? It's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
still...
normal.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Welcome, second viewer.
Sam spent his
Welcome to the
life shooting
stream.
photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They both lost a lot.
Oh, god damn. It's gonna be... This one's gonna be rough. Just to make sure there's not anything in here. I know I'm backtracking at this point, but never be too cautious when you're doing a platinum trophy stream. It seems no one wants to watch, which sucks.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Here's our next trophy. Come on.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
There we go. There we go. We got the Gregory trophy.
What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. His imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her. We don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
There they are.
When the
There's
time for
the...
photos came, Dad ordered him to
Come here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
It's so much story to all of this. Let me see if I can get back into the house.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Oh boy, everyone. 6 more trophies, everyone. 6 more trophies.
Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Problem is, one of the trophies I'm missing is the looking at all the peepholes and telescopes trophy. And I'm worried that I didn't get all the peepholes.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Feeling there's a
I
telescope
think
here.
Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
We're gonna, just in case, we are going to check all the way around here. Got it. Okay. So I have a feeling there's another telescope. And that's what I'm missing. But for all I know, I'm missing more peepholes. I think I am missing peepholes. I just don't know where they are.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Ah. People.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Damn. I think it's peepholes that I'm missing. It's probably what it is. I probably need to find, once we get through it, probably have to go and find a point in which I can just...
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Here comes the big one. Trigger warning for anyone out there.
As Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Oh, man.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
It's growing more elaborate.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
That one's actually kind of funny, St. Louis.
Drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the canal.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Here we are, in the cannery now.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. Waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. I think you know.
Oh, boy.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
There it is.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh yeah, it was 100% people's.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
Come on. There we go.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh. You know, I should have...
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
I actually gotta focus.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
A story by Giant Sparrow for Shirley Dallas. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Yeah, finish all stories. There's another trophy down. Now we gotta do a couple more. Up to 7 trophies. I think about 4 trophies left. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to hold on. Apologies, everyone. I'm just gonna look into this real quick. Oh, looks like our view count changed. Oh well. Oh. I have the ability to... I have the ability to select the stories now. Which is good, because we gotta go back and do Calvin's. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Johan. Or Johan. Sweet! That's another trophy down. We're up to 8! 4 more trophies to go. I think I have 1 or 2 peepholes I need to get. Not sure if it tracks. I'm hoping it doesn't have to be in one playthrough. So I'm pretty sure one of the trophies I'm missing, I'm hoping I don't have to redo it all. Oh, okay. So it looks like it can be done the way. Okay. Okay. Lovely. If it actually tracks, then we should be all good. So we got the 1 telescope needed. And then I'm just missing 1 or 2 peepholes. I don't remember Milton's door having a peep. Maybe because we're gonna go to Milton real quick. Oh, replay a story. There's that trophy. How the
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
It was Milton's door? Really? Milton's door? Wow, okay, that was quick. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Not Gus. Calvin. Now I just gotta do Calvin's story one more time.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Then after we do this...
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
I
The
will
thing I
have gotten the
remember
platinum.
is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I can't believe it was... Here I was thinking that I missed, literally,
But that
I
day,
somehow...
He finally made up his mind to do it.
Somehow I missed
I
Milton's
told him going
door.
around was
I don't even know
impossible.
how I did that. Here I'm looking
Maybe
for
if I hadn't said
telescopes at Milton Tower, but...
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
There we go. Loop-de-loop-de-loop. And with that, platinum trophy. That's all trophies in my possession. Yeah! Oh, I was wondering if I was going to be able to do it. I had a feeling that... And I thought I was going to have to do a little bit more scavenging for some other trophies. But oh my god, everyone. It's so crazy. I don't know how many of you were along for the journey, in all honesty. We're just talking about a game that's about 2 hours long. Really, with story, if you're like really pushing it. There's probably lots of things that I could have still discovered and looked into. And there's all the subtle details. I definitely do recommend Joseph Anderson's video on YouTube. He did a really good retrospective, I'd say, on it. But yeah, this has been what remains of Edith Finch. I just decided, like, I remember playing this game and thought it was like pretty good back when I first played it. I got interested through Joseph Anderson's video, but yeah, it's crazy. And I think any of you that watch this after the fact or were watching this at any point, I know I had plenty of people come in and out, and all around it was a good experience. And in the end, I got the platinum trophy. I managed to get all 11 trophies I needed to unlock the platinum. And go figure, Calvin's was the one I needed. It really did loop. It really did loop back around. Which is so interesting. But nonetheless, it's been awesome. Definitely was interesting. There was a couple of trophies I was worried about. Like there was the one with the owl, with the bird sequence with Molly's, and I roughly had an idea where some of these trophies were. Like Calvin's is just read the description and pretty much easy, and then complete all the stories. That one was pretty simple in its own right. So there were the standouts, but then there were ones that I was a bit worried about, because I thought I might have had to do Molly's again, which wouldn't have been simple, especially since Molly has had 2 trophies and her stuff, and thankfully, and I mean thankfully, the progress on the Peephole's tracks. If it didn't, oh my god, we'd probably be sitting here for another 2 hours. But yeah. Oh my god, what's crazy is that this is my 2nd platinum trophy ever. This is my 2nd platinum trophy I've ever gotten. Which is so crazy to me. But yeah. In the end, it was fun, everyone. And to all you lovely people of the internet and my fellow warriors out there, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. It was a good experience. I wasn't able to commentate really as much as I probably would have liked to have. But that's a given on account that this is a very, very huge story game. And Edith is, as you can all tell if you were watching this, Edith talks a lot. It's her story. It's her writing to her son. So there's a lot to it, but it's interesting to get to see all of these perspectives, and there's and honestly, there was so much more to explore with everything in this game, like the minute details that I didn't really go over because the purpose of my stream was I wanted a platinum trophy and I felt like streaming. But I have a bad habit of extending these for too long, but yeah. And I know you guys weren't able to see the trophies pop up. I was streaming right off my PS5, not my laptop and my OBS, because I have troubles with that every single time. But now time to really bring this to an end. To all you lovely people of the internet and my fellow warriors out there, thank you for watching. And if you haven't and you enjoy my content, hit me with a follow, like, subscribe, all that junk. Because it really helps beyond what you could ever think. And in the end, to all you lovely people and my fellow warriors, keep fighting, everyone, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. And I hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, everyone. It's time to end the stream.